Right, I thought I'd do a bit of a tear down of my bag. It's probably more for myself because this bag's going to get discontinued fairly soon. I'm waiting for a new one to come through. So I thought I'd just, for myself, put a little thing together just so I remember it for future. So anyway, it's a Targus bag. I've had it for about, 2 years. And it's done really good service, but it's kind of broken a bit. The zip's broken on the laptop part, and I thought I'd just get a new one. So anyway, without further ado, what have we got on the front? So we have USB power adapter, power monitor. This is quite useful for finding out what the what level of charge you get to USB devices. Memory stick. A couple of antennas for my GSM modem that I use. Oh yeah, little tiny USB 802.11 wireless stick, adapter for micro SD to SD. What else have we got there? Another ubiquitous memory stick. Now, in here, what we've got is a few rather interesting little bits and pieces. This is the dog's kahunas. It's a USB wireless access point. So the idea is that you can plug it into a laptop, put some files onto it, and then switch it into AP mode, and then you can use it as an access point. So basically you can put videos and music and stuff on there, and then just use it purely as an access point. So if I'm travelling on a plane, it's pretty useful to switch on, and I can access loads of phones from my iPhone or iPad or whatever. Well worth having, really useful piece of kit. So this one's the 128 gig. I think they go up to 512 now, but very useful to have. And there's a Huawei 4G dongle, which I'll talk about in a second, how I use that for amateur radio stuff. And then a few other bits and pieces, so an adapter for my iPhone, iPencil, and then just some various different memory sticks. This is pretty useful because this is an adapter to go from micro SD to USB. I think I paid about £5 for that. I'm British, by the way. So that's that little lot in the first drawer. Then in the second compartment, 11.5 amp hour battery thing. That's pretty useful. Then what else have I got? Wireless router. So the idea, I can plug the, oops, I'm not very good one-handed, so that plugs in there, and that gives me a wireless access point for 4G. What else have we got in here? Victorinox cyber tool. So obviously with this thing, I don't take it on planes with me. It is so useful. It's even got a torch, all sorts of other bits and pieces on it. I actually took it through Birmingham International a few years back and got it taken off me by accident, but they very kindly took it off me and allowed me to get it back for £10, which I wasn't too unhappy about. So that's that. Couple of pens, Victorinox knife sharpener, What else have we got? Pen. Apple Pencil. And on to the next section. This is just basically loads of cables. So, all sorts of junk, wonderful stuff. USB cables, networking cables, stuff. All sorts of weird, wonderful stuff. So, power adapters. There's different types of power adapters depending on the type of charging that you've got. This is quite a useful piece of kit. This will allow me to go from a UK plug to pretty much anything, and it's also got 2 USB. It'll only charge at 500 milliamps per port, but that's kind of useful to have. And then third section. Bang & Olufsen i3 headset, which is pretty useful. They're not too bad for casual listening. Various different cables for this, that and the other. Headphones and stuff. Other adapters for taking other stuff away with me. Not far away. Display port to HDMI, and then a little bit further back. Oh yeah, these are the dog's kahunas. These are the iSign 20s by Ordiz. They're magnetic planar headphones, and they are absolutely brilliant. Really good kit. They're not particularly cheap, but for portable use they're pretty good actually. I quite like these. They're about 600 quid I think. But for they took a long time to wear in actually. It probably took about 2 months of fairly often listening to get them to sort of really start to sing. So they're my main go-to headphones when I'm travelling on planes. What else have we got? HP calculator, glasses, spare case for something I'll talk about in a minute. Laser pointer. Now this thing, I originally bought the Logitech version of this. Let me unbox it. So the Logitech version of that cost me £35, and this cost me £9.99 through Amazon. Now the difference between, I reckon that this is probably built in the same factory as the Logitech thing. I don't know, I can't be sure, but the difference with this is that it does actually work with Linux, which I was quite surprised about. The Logitech one doesn't, so that's pretty useful to have. Moving a little bit further back, I'll talk about that in a second. This is my main music player. This is the Chord, Mojo and Poly. So the Poly is a wireless streamer and the Mojo is a DAC. The two parts come together, they basically plug together to produce one unit. That sounds pretty good. So with that plus the headphones is halfway reasonable, and it's nice because I can put it on, take it on the plane and listen to some HD music. I think it supports, it'll support 768, 24-bit I think it is, and does all sorts of DSD things, so that's pretty nice to listen to. Then what have we got? iPad Pro. Everybody knows about those. This was pretty good. This is the Huawei MediaPad T8, I think it is. It's not bad. It's okay. It does what it says on the tin. The reason why I bought this is because I got it from Vodafone for £10 a month, which gives me 4 gig of data and no upfront cost for the device itself. I've put 128 gig of extra storage in it on what's a SSD card, but the problem is you can't store apps on it, which is kind of a real pain in the backside. It'd be really useful if Huawei would have opened the thing up to allow me to put apps on the external storage, but no matter what I've tried to do, I can't get it to do that. So it's a bit of a pain in the backside. But the nice thing is I can use it as a Wi-Fi access point. What else have we got? Laptop is a ThinkPad. Well, it's not too bad. Bollocks to Brexit. Yeah, I presume everybody knows that I'm a bit of a Remainer. Dual boots, Linux and Windows 7. Not looking forward. I'm going to have to change this at some stage fairly soon because I've had some problems with the operating system. So that's going to get changed fairly soon. And then the other bits and pieces. Motorola SL1600. So I keep it in bits. So I'll keep the antenna off the radio to prevent it getting bent. Where's the antenna? I've got the a little headset as well. So if I'm sitting in an airport, I can put that into my ears. So the antenna screws on, and then I can either use that as a DMR RF to a repeater link, or I can use it with this thing, which is a DMR hotspot. So the idea is that this, I can communicate with this via RF on, I've got it set at 437,500 megs, so I can communicate directly to this thing using RF, and then this will then connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot and then tunnel back through to DMR servers. So wherever I am in the world, as long as I've got access to a 3G or 4G network, then I've got pretty reliable radio communications. And that's probably about it. Just carry a separate battery for the radio. And that's it. So that's a bit of an... Oh yeah, the only other thing I've got is battery for the laptop in the back. Power supply. Actually, another pair of glasses. My eyesight's going, so I need a pair of glasses for close-up work. And then business cards. And then the power supply for the laptop. So all in all, it carries a fair amount of weight. The reason why the handle has gone is purely because of the amount of weight that it's carrying. It's just ridiculous. So I've ordered a new one, and hopefully that should be with me on Tuesday. So that's a bit of an unboxing as far as my kit's concerned. So yeah. That's my little unboxing. As I say, it's really a video for me for future. Okay, bye.